Being lazy or having a lazy day is not a bad thing. But you know what's bad? When that laziness become a routine, when that lazy day become an everyday occurrence. Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say. You should hear it. Oh. Hello, I'm Nafisa and welcome to Novellisteer podcast where I share the art of being novel and securing my life, where being business and growing in tech. For over 3 years, I had struggled alone with finding my path and securing that life I wanted for myself. Join me as I share my journey with you all by hitting that subscribe button. Come on, listen to me. Hey, hey, hey. How have you been? I just got out of one of the most, I wouldn't call it lazy thing because I was really like, let's just say I was more like emphasizing or like very focused on making sure I did not lack this second half of 2021. So when that I was kind of like annoyed and pissed off both as myself and the circumstances I would say or like the situation because it was something like unbelievable. But then along the line, I don't think I realized that maybe that occurrence like that happened that day was just what I need to kind of like get off my mind of things or maybe to kind of like take a step back and rejuvenate. So I doubt that there is anyone who has never have a bad day or kind of like a lazy day or you might want to call it kind of like a lazy day I guess. If or maybe I doubt there is anyone who have never has a lazy day, or you might want to call it a day off. Having a day off is no cause for alarm. Like we all deserve it. You deserve it. It's she deserve it. They deserve it. Everybody really deserve because it's kind of like that day could mean a lot of things for you. It could be a day to yourself, a day to unplug, a day to stay put out worries. But when that day off kind of like become too constant in a situation whereby you are having it 3 times in a week, then we have a problem because it's a sign that maybe there is just something that is deeper behind that day off or you are losing meaning to your purpose. Then you kind of like found no goal, no purpose or no joy in doing whatever you are going to do for that day or maybe just even coming to that to come going to work at the end of the day or just coming back home and lying on your bed at the end of the day. As I said, I recently got off I would call it a day off because so I definitely know how it can be because there are months I kind of like feel energized, months that I don't. For that reason, I really want to kind of like give you guys tips on overcoming that period and like boosting your energy level also. Like the thing is about day off or like lazy day is honestly we have 7 days in the week and out of that 7 days, we are probably struggling like serious hustling for 6 days, and we have only one day off. And the Sunday, which is really day off, is really on Sunday. Yeah, it's when you try to kind of like relax, and that's when people guests and visitors start coming to your house. So between going to hustling between Monday to Saturday, then having a day off on Sunday, which you later turn to you entertaining guests, it can be quite let us overwhelming I have to say. So when it happens that maybe everything like you maybe just feel lazy to do the norm to do your normal routine kind of like follow your normal schedule, then there are some of the tips that have helped me whenever that event occur. I'd probably say before I even go ahead, I should probably put a disclaimer. Sort of disclaimer. Well, probably no disclaimer here. I don't think we really need a disclaimer on the test, but basically, this are really what are working for me. So, whenever this lazy day occur, I kind of like take a step back. Either we define my purpose or kind of like redefine my calendar or even redefine my plan, either at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. So like I'm sure kind of like at some point you must have like a passion, you must have a kind of like a passion that make you decide on that particular routine on that day or that particular path. Then when it becomes daring, heavy, scary along the way, I want you to remember yourself what you are doing, why you are doing that talk about the positive thing that occur, or the positive thing that will occur when you do that routine, or when you follow through to that day. Like write down your process and look through it. Try to kind of like look for that small details of joy in your process. Make sure to write every tiny details, from waking up to coming back to the bed and laying burying yourself under your blanket. Or if you are just too lazy to even write, you can also go over your journal, your to-do list, anything, just those random notes on your app, on your book that you do. I just go over them. You might be surprised at what you find. Hell, you probably be surprised at what you're going to find, because I kind of like I've gone back over my previous notes about 2, 3 years ago, and honestly, I felt so good and so satisfied. The second tip is that you should find out the root cause, like what is really causing it, what is breaking that foundation, what is chewing that foundation, what is like what actually is making that foundation what. Guys, so like finding out the root cause of your laziness can help you make the change you need to be, so as to be more energetic, like boost your just your feeling, your vibe, positive vibe to your environment, you, your energy. Just give it a boost of in a positive way, or bring sunshine, yellow sunshine, yellow sunshine. Guys, ignore my family. So I thought the thing is right, like you need to kind of like figure out why you are feeling that way. Like, okay, what happened? Why are you feeling the way that you don't want to see this person? Or could have been maybe you are feeling negative about the person, or maybe you yourself you are being negative and you don't want it to affect the relationship you have with this person. It could be so many things, like the idea of like kind of like putting your clothes, you have a big project task and you're afraid to kind of like take care of, you are scared of failing. It could be many things, like finding out the root cause might surprise you. Like sometimes like going to work, why are you scared of going to, why are you having this heavy feeling at the bottom of your stomach of going to. Sometimes it might be as it might be as simple as just a warning sign your period is coming. It can be as little things as, okay, oh, it's kind of like a sign that you forgot your umbrella, or rain is going to fall, all those things. So you kind of like, okay, why am I feeling this way this morning? I never felt this way yesterday. Okay, what is it? Let me go back to my head. Okay, what happened? If you have time, depending on how it is. Like I think there was a time this month actually, I did not go to school. So like I was not asking myself, why didn't you go to school that day? Like at the end of the day, then I found out that it was actually I was feeling so uncomfortable with going to school, because I found out that maybe it was I've not done a particular thing, which was what, take content for that week. Honestly, like I have to kind of like stay back. So like I found out that it was actually take content for my novelista. So I have to kind of like stay back and like take content because I could like feel energized to even go to school. But I later missed school that day, so I did not go to class that day. So you should try to divide your time. Like you should learn to work in short time. You have a task that will take 1 hour. Why not double it, so as kind of like break every task for 30 minutes? Like I usually do this quite a lot. I'm someone who like read in short span of a thing. So whenever I see that like now our exam is coming by next month, right? I've started reading since last week. So I break it down in routine that I read for like one hour every day between making my note and reading. Because last semester I found out that I was more like making notes and reading for my test and exam at the same time. So basically, I have to like understand what I'm reading for my course, then make notes on it, then read it again for my exam on that same exam period time. So it was kind of like more ethic for me, and I was feeling so annoying and bad about everything, because it was making it. I was I was just angry about. I was overwhelmed from even writing the exam and everything. So like, or maybe if you have kind of like a 2 hours project, you can kind of like, instead of doing it at once, why not break it down? You can like do it 30 minutes, after a while take a 5 minute, 10 minute break, do it 30 minutes. You kind of like learn to take short kind of like a short break, not a long one. As I say, 5 or 10 minutes is quite okay. By the time you start taking more than 10 minute break, then you see that you kind of like be occupied by other things. So it's kind of like focus. Your main focus should be on like doing that one task at a time, like just breaking it into maybe objective or result, depending on how you work or which type of organization you work. It's all about you, I have to say. You should kind of like another thing is that you should create a system. Like you should work smarter, not harder. Not harder, guys. You should kind of like try to create a system for like that project or task. That is more like you have a project break you have a project, right? Break it down, allocate time to it, delegate it, you kind of like automate it if it's possible. Try to use your imagination and creativity, which will allow you to feel better. Let's say you have a blog post to write. So why not write down the process to take for you to be satisfied with the post, down to being the post being promoted? You should allocate a time or a day to each checklist. Before you know it, you are done. Remember, not all process need to be done in a day. And another thing is that one size does not fit. Or when it comes to this creating content, right, I find out that actually break down my content process into days. So I have days when I brainstorm, I have days when I create content, days when I have to actually write my outline, day when I record, days on time when I have like edit, and days when I schedule. So all these things you should kind of like figure out, break it down from one big project to tasks, then delegate it, allocate it, just do whatever you seems fit, as long as you are satisfied with that the particular product at the end of the day. I should kind of like try to ask for help or support. Like gone are those days of kind of like asking for help that will make you feel inadequate. We all need a little extra backup or push. Asking for help or support can be from anyone, and it helps kind of like motivate you and help you accountable. Even it doesn't matter that this person is actually working in your organization. It might be as simple as telling your friend to call you by this particular time, or like asking your friend if you really have some good friends to be calling you this particular hour, and so that's kind of like keep you accountable and like find out your process and everything, or maybe talk to you through the process of your project. And something I try to discover is that this when it comes to like asking people for help, the person does not have to be in your particular industry. You understand? The person doesn't even have to understand your project. Like you actually be surprised by how much clarity, how much understanding, how much refresh you feel when you and someone that when you and someone that is not in that particular field of yours, when you guys have like talk, when you talk and the person listen and you share they share ideas, you'll be so surprised at what you find out. You should try to kind of like ask yourself, why are you feeling that way? Asking this question help you in sorting out your feeling, allow you to filter out the rest, your reason among the noise. I think so, yeah, your reason among the when you find out the reason, you should start thinking about the benefit, the added advantage. Ask yourself this if you give up this particular project, this particular task, this particular day, what will be your feeling going to be at the end of the day? As I said, okay, if you decide to take a day off, can you afford the life after that? All those stuff things. So like ask yourself what will actually be the advantage and disadvantage of taking a day off? What would be the advantage and disadvantage of not completing this project today? Will someone die? Will the company go on strike? Will the company go bankrupt? Those particular question. Always ask yourself. You should also remember that you are strong, intelligent, and badass. Like you can kick some butt. A strong-hearted but maybe not Batman but I know you definitely can like you should remember that you can kick some butt definitely. In short, you should try not to underestimate yourself. You never know what you can do. So whenever you start feeling this feeling, try to kind of like ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Try kind of like revisit the old memory, the old past, kind of like trace your footprint backward and forward. You'll be surprised at what you can find. Like when all is said and done, you should learn to treat yourself, but do not indulge too much. Try to pat yourself for every little effort you take. You step out of your door, pat yourself. It's I know before it's okay, it's stepping out of their door. Like some people, it's so difficult for them to step out of their door. Me personally, I can be indoor for 5 days, and apart from going to school, there is nothing to take me outside. So what I usually do is after every 2 days, I kind of like go out, just kind of like walk about for about 4,000 step, yeah, 4,000 step and the rest. So because of this, I kind of like I hope I'm able to kind of like help you as much whenever you're having a bad day or a day off or a lazy day. You should remember that action is key.
Hi Liz, thank you so much for listening to the Novellisteer podcast. If you like the podcast, be sure to subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps other novels just like you find the podcast. And if you can, follow me on Instagram at Novellisteer and sign up for my newsletter. Link in the description box. Always take action.